This is my factory. It violates at least 17 OSHA regulations per floor. But today is not about the factory. It's about you, the pioneer. The player character isn't just ignored. They're disposable, treated like a tool by us and by the game. But under the unpaid overtime and motivational posters, there's a bigger question. Who are you, really? And why are you here? The pioneer, the most productive, obedient, and replaceable asset fixed as ever manufactured. You are dropped from orbit in a one-seat pod that barely qualifies as a coffin with air vents. You awaken fully equipped, fully trained, and completely blank. Given the fact that the parachute system malfunction, the backup doesn't do it either. The thrusters from the pod being the only thing separating us from a pancake means our safety is not a priority. We are introduced to Project Assembly, the way to save humanity, together with the puppies and our kittens. But as we complete it, we are made aware it wins somewhere else, not Earth.
Established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR 436 Lakicha B1. Hello.
Ada sends herself to the new location, sends a copy back to us to let us know what a great job we did. From this, we can see Ada went to QAR 437, and we are currently at QAR 436 Akicha. The planet Massage 2AB B is part of in a binary star system named Akisha. Every new instance integrating a new number, meaning we are in the 436th iteration. But why is this happening? What is the point? It was sprinkled during the gameplay that Earth was gone and the human species was extinct, turning Ada, an AI database to help colonizing space, into something that would help preserve them. This makes Ada an unreliable narrator.
Likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies.
Even admitting herself in a couple of instances that she is giving us incentive to build something for the greater cause of saving the day. The truth is, humanity is long gone. And the only thing left is this von Neumann probe. To clarify, a von Neumann probe is a hypothetical self-replicating spacecraft designed to explore space by traveling to distant star systems, landing and then using available resources to create copies of itself. And the key word here is resources. We, the player, are just another resource to keep replicating Ada and explore another area of space. The only time we can assume Ada is telling the truth is when talking to the alien species found on the planet. Which brings me again to the pioneer. The alien species, which I'll now call the consumers, refer to the pioneer as an effigy. Now we can safely assume this is just a translation problem between what the consumers mean and what it translates to, as most of what they say seems to have the same issue. The effigy is the pioneer. Singing means talking, temples, our body, etc. But what if we take the term effigy literally, as in a sculpture or model of a person? Not a person, but a model of it. It is implied they are not beings that solely live on the same dimension as humans do. So what if they see the pioneer for what it really is? A model of a human being, but not one. After all, one of the last parts we make is the biochemical sculpture, which description is: years ahead of the competition, this top-of-the-line 3D printer is used for the production of synthetic biological resources. It wouldn't be much of a stretch to say one of the biological resources it can produce is a human being. A clone, making the consumer seeing the pioneer as nothing more than a model of what they were. And we can take multiplayer into account as well, where the same models, built the same, down to the DNA molecules, are jumping around to have a better point of view of what is building, while amusing the consumers, as they see the pioneers as nothing more than effigies, clones, struggling to build the most basic of things. But clones of whom? Fixit is all about maximizing efficiency. So if they were to choose a clone, they would have to consider what would be more efficient, a male or female clones. Since you can extract eggs from females and recombine the DNA from said eggs to clone someone, they went for a female. There aren't that many female characters introduced to us in the game. We have Fixit CEO Katarina Parks, whose name was picked to name Katerium, and the co-founder of Fixit, Marie Somerville, whose name was used to name Summersloop and name the planet we are currently exploring. Massage, standing for Marie's awesome scientific search of the avant-garde exoplanets. Of the two, the one that will be more likely to be used is Katarina herself, either as a megalomaniac situation, where she can technically live forever, or because of other factors, like her gene pool was just good for building stuff from the ground up, as she is claimed to be the greatest Fixit CEO ever. Think of it, if you wanted a tireless factory worker, you might pick the boss who wrote the book The Overtime Machine. Another two possibilities are the President theory and the Android theory. The prisoner theory is simply not possible, as this is the 436th iteration already, and we didn't capture any prisoners on the planet to send on board. The Android theory is plausible, as we do make AI expansion servers, but that is more likely to be used to house Ada than to insert into each Android created. Besides, in that case, Ada would be controlling each unit and not ordering it around. In any case, the Pioneer emerges as the ultimate utility player, an effigy built to work, whose story ends not with saving humanity, but with preparing Ada for her next galactic gig. If Satisfactory has taught us anything, is that sometimes you're the worker bee, and sometimes all your bees get turned into DNA capsules. But hey, at least we got that solid gold coffee mug.